What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm building somewhat of a suburban house, I guess you could call it. It's a suburban house in the world of Willow Creek. And I built it in this starter home neighborhood area, and I built it with roommates in mind. So it's not a family home, however, you could very easily turn it into a family home if you were just to redecorate it a little bit. It could definitely make a very cozy and spacious family home for quite a big family actually, because there is definitely a couple of bedrooms here. I think there is 4 total. 3 of them being upstairs, and then there's 1 guest bedroom downstairs. But I actually built it with 3 roommates in mind, and since I built this home a couple of weeks ago, just a few days after the Party Essentials kit came out, I actually built it for roommates that love to party. So this is a house for 3 roommates that love throwing parties. They have a party garage like in this house as well, which is really fun. And I thought a garage would be perfect because then that could like be the official like party area. That could be a party room. But of course you can kind of tell by their entire house that they love to throw parties. There's like confetti on the floor. It's a little bit of a mess. In the living room, you'll see that the furniture has kind of been like pushed to the side. So there is enough space for people to like hang out and do some dancing. Stuff like that. And then also the backyard, they have a pretty nice and spacious backyard. And I actually really wanted to put some like party activities in there as well. So I placed the keg stand, for example, which is something that came with university. And I also put in a ping pong table. There is a hot tub. We have the bubble blower outside as well. So there's definitely a whole bunch of like party sort of activities going on in the yard as well. So yeah, this is definitely a perfect house for a household that loves to throw parties. And I happened to think of roommates for this one. So I was kind of trying to create the vibe where this is just a regular house in a regular neighborhood that for the rest is probably filled up with like young families, or not even young families, but just like families in general that are just enjoying their suburban life, their peace and quiet. But then there's this one odd home. It's not necessarily the house itself. Like the house itself fits right in with the rest of the neighborhood. It's just the people that live there are loud and a little bit annoying. They're not like bad people by any means, but they just like to throw parties. They always have friends over all the time, so it's like kind of noisy all the time. Their house is definitely more messy compared to the other houses on the street. That goes for the inside, but also for the outside. There is like a dumpster. They have a dumpster in the driveway because, you know, there's always a lot of stuff, like there's always a lot to clean up after all these parties. So there is like a dumpster that's probably kind of messy and sometimes a little bit stinky in the summertime, you know what I mean? So they have that going on, and then just, you know, a bunch of parties, and it's gonna be a little bit loud from time to time. So yeah, they're not bad people by any means. They're just the odd ones out in the street, I guess you could call it that. But the house itself is actually very cozy, which is why I said that you could probably very easily turn this into a family home as well. Like I said, it has 4 bedrooms total, one of them being an extra bedroom. I actually furnished that one as a pretty, like, it's not necessarily disgusting, but not a nice like extra bedroom, because whenever they do throw parties, there's probably going to be people staying over or people that won't be able to make it home anymore, like stuff like that. So they're always going to want to have a spot for people to crash. So there is a fold-out couch bed kind of a situation in the extra bedroom. And then there's also sort of like a lost and found going on in there. There's a whole bunch of random items and just clothes and stuff on the floor that probably belongs to people, like guests that came over and they forgot to bring their stuff home. That sort of a thing. So that's kind of what I was thinking. And then for the exterior of the house, it's not necessarily a very new house or anything. I've been having way too much fun with the like mold kind of stains and things that came for the most part with For Rent, but we did get some more of those like stain items over the years with different types of packs. So they're not only from For Rent, but For Rent actually came with a couple of really good really good. It's a weird way to put it, but like really good, moldy, weird stains to put on the walls. And I was having way too much fun with that. I have been having way too much fun with that lately. And I did that for this house, of course, as well, because, you know, the house is probably not like the maintenance for this house is, you know, probably questionable. I was thinking that the roommates actually rent this place. So none of the roommates actually own it. They all rent it and they split the rent, of course. There's one bedroom upstairs that's definitely more spacious than the other two. So I was imagining that the person staying there pays more rent probably than the other two. Maybe the house belongs to someone they know, or maybe some like aunt or uncle that they're renting the home from, something like that. They're probably the roommate in charge, I guess, if you could put it like that. And then there's two more. And then as we were furnishing this house, someone actually came up with the idea that they should have a cat, even though pets aren't allowed in this house. Like it's probably in their rent, like in the disclosure in the lease that they can't have pets, but they do secretly have a cat. And all the cat stuff is kind of put in the biggest bedroom. So whenever the landlord comes over, they're going to have to hide the cat in the bedroom, and all the stuff is there, like the litter box, the food bowl, the cat tree, everything is in there. I was imagining that the cat can just roam around the house and the garden as they please, but whenever the landlord comes to visit, they're probably going to have to really quickly put the cat in the bedroom if they can find him, you know what I mean? Or they're gonna have to be like, if the cat is in the yard, they're gonna have to lie about it and say, oh yeah, that's the neighbor's cat, he just comes over all the time, you know, stuff like that. I thought that'd be kind of funny. We came up with that on stream. I was building this house on stream, and someone actually had that idea, and I thought it was so funny. And my boyfriend was sitting next to me in our little office space here. We have two computers next to each other, and whenever I stream, he usually sits down at his computer and plays games as well, and he's just kind of there. And he said that he actually had that at one point when he was living with roommates. They had a cat and it was against the rules. So whenever the landlord came over, thankfully it was never unannounced, they had to put the cat in that one room. And then they just have to tell the landlord, no, you don't have to check that room. It's fine. That one's fine. It's just a little messy, but it's fine. You don't have to look in there. And for whatever reason, they never got caught. Or they did, and the landlord just didn't say anything, and he didn't care. That's also a possibility, of course. But I thought it was so funny that that actually happened to him in real life. So yeah, it makes the story a bit more realistic. But here you can see I was playing around with the driveway. The driveway is actually pretty spacious. I was thinking of parking a debug car in the driveway, but I decided against it because I figured, you know, these roommates probably don't have a car. It's probably too expensive to have one, so they don't have one. And I just decided to put like a picnic table. You could see that I placed the dumpster there, and I just put some other decorations. For rent actually came with a debug bike rack, and I thought that was perfect. So I placed a couple of those in the driveway at some point as well. And for the rest, we just have your basic landscaping going on. I feel like I actually used a lot of base game for the exterior of this house. Not everything, of course. The dumpster, for example, isn't base game, but the house itself, as far as the windows go and the roof textures and the wallpapers, stuff like that, it's for the most part base game. The front door and window that I used are from the Garden Oasis kit. I did use a couple of doors from that. One for the front door and then one for the back door as well, but you could very easily swap that out for base game. And then I think I also used a couple of windows on the side for the most part from Snowy Escape, but you can swap those out for base game small windows. Like that's no problem. So I feel like it's pretty easy to download, not the inside though, but if you like the exterior of the house, you should be good to go with probably just base game. There's only a couple of items to replace. I'm not talking about the decorations in the yard or anything. Actually, I'm just talking about the exterior of the house itself. For the most part, that's just base game. So if you like the house, then you could just redecorate it maybe. But yeah, you can see that I placed a couple of bicycles out there, and I also put a picnic table. I thought that would be nice, and some planter boxes. I did want there to be some more activities. And we also were thinking for some reason that maybe one of the roommates living here could be like a gardener. Maybe they're either studying to become one, or they are one as like a part-time job or something. I'm not exactly sure. I think that the people that are living here are students, Maybe not all of them. Maybe the person in the largest bedroom is not a student anymore and they're just a young adult and they're just like living their best life, working part-time and throwing parties. And then the other two are still students and also living their best life and throwing parties. You know what I mean? Like that sort of a thing. I think this would actually be a really cute home for students as well. I think that would be really fun, especially if you have this house surrounded by homes with families. I think it'd be so random and so funny, and there could definitely be some fighting neighbor storylines going on. I think that would be really fun to play out, actually. I did skip over me messing around with the floor plan for this house as I usually do, because the footage is always incredibly messy, especially when I do it on stream. Like, the recordings are not very structured, so I have to go through when I edit the footage and like put it together in a way that makes sense. And the floor plans are just, oh my God, it's always such messy footage. So usually I just skip over it because it also is just a lot of trial and error and it takes me a long time. But essentially I'll just kind of try to walk you through it. So essentially here we have the front door. It's kind of odd. From the front of the house, it kind of looks like there's two front doors going on because the garage didn't end up actually having a garage door. It ended up having just a regular small door because I actually added a bump out to the garage that makes it look way less like a garage than I initially was trying to make it look like. But I just really liked the shape of it and it really added something to the house that I enjoyed. So I decided to go with it anyway. So yeah, it kind of looks odd. I'll show you once we do a little tour of the build. You can kind of see, like you can kind of catch glimpses of it from time to time, but it looks like there's two front doors. But there isn't. This is supposed to be the real front door, the one that leads you into the living room space. So the floor plan for this house is kind of closed off. I really liked how that worked out for this one in particular. Also because I was thinking that this was an older house, so it's not like an open modern floor plan or anything. And the way the floor plan came together was actually really cozy. Like, I really like how this one came out. But yeah, you can see the front door opens up into the living room space, and in the living room, we have this cozy spot here. As you can see, I wasn't really trying to make it look disgusting or old. It's very cozy, it's just messy because these people have people over all the time because they love to throw parties. So it's a little bit messy, but it's by no means disgusting or very cheap looking or anything. We do have some like secondhand furniture items in here. As you can see, for example, the armchair is the one that came with the basement kit. That's a very old one. It has some scratches on it and stuff. So someone probably brought that home, maybe from their grandparents' home or something like that. But then for the rest, it's really not that bad. And I was going for the furniture pushed out of the way kind of look here. You can see that the coffee table is pushed aside and they just kind of put the TV on there. And then we just have a bunch of clutter around as well. I really like how this looks. I don't necessarily like to put TVs in front of windows, but I just felt like it really worked out for this. I was imagining that maybe at first they had the TV on top of the fireplace or something, but when they have people over all the time, they want to play games. I added a little console a little bit later. I think that's not in the footage, but I did add a console for playing games, like party games. And since people want to play party games all the time, they just put the TV on the coffee table instead, and it just kind of worked out that way. Like, that's the kind of vibe I was trying to go for. And then as you can see, maybe there is a invisible dance floor underneath the rug as well. It's not visible in live mode, but you can kind of see the taped outlines in build mode. And I made sure to place it in a way where you could still find it and click on it in live mode as well, so you can do all the dance floor interactions with it. So that should all be fine. And then here we also have a small entryway space. I thought it'd be fitting to put some birthday cards on the end table here in the entryway, because maybe it was one of the roomies' birthdays the other day and they threw a party for that, and that's why there's still like confetti on the floor in the living room, like that sort of a thing. I thought that was really cute. And then I did feel like the space was too open and a little bit awkward and not super cozy. So I added a tiny little wall extension in the house to kind of separate the front door from the living room a little bit more. And I really thought that made such a difference. So I'm really happy that I did that. And then in the living room, as you can see, we also have the staircase going up, and then off of the living room, we have a small hallway that basically leads you into the rest of the house. So we have a kitchen dining, there is a half bathroom / laundry space, and then there is also a guest bedroom, and then a door leading you into the garage as well. So I don't know, I really like how that floor plan came together, like how that hallway worked out for this one. I thought it was super cozy, and I just really like how it ended up looking. And then here in the kitchen, I used mostly base game for the appliances and countertops. I felt like that worked out nicely here since this isn't really a modern home by any means, and there's just something about these base game counters that still really works out for me. They're definitely one of my favorite counters in the game. They're so simple and classic, and they just always work, especially when I go for my little suburban houses that aren't too renovated or modern. They just always work out. They look so cozy. And I tiled partially, like I tiled in the kitchen partially only for the actual kitchen area, and then for the dining space, I just used wooden floors, the same I used in essentially the rest of the house. I think the floor is base game too. The tiles aren't, of course. The tiles are from For Rent, I believe. And then here, of course, in the kitchen, I had to use this new table. It's not that new anymore because it came with the Party Essentials kit, and that one definitely came out a few weeks ago at this point. But I still really like it. Let me know. I think I've asked this before, definitely, but let me know, did you end up getting that kit, and do you like it? I definitely feel like there are some items in there that I will use in my more like everyday builds. For example, this table that I used, the dining table with the tablecloth, is very cute. And I feel like that's gonna go really nicely in a lot of my just everyday family homes. I don't know, it's just cozy. And then of course I had to go crazy with the little party clutter items. So there's definitely some of those lemonade stands around, and also a couple of those snack clutter items all around the space as well, of course. But yeah, let me know if you ever got the kit. And speaking of packs, The Sims definitely has a sale going on right now. So I just quickly want to do a shameless plug and tell you again that I still have my creator code available. My creator code is Simmary Sims. And it's a code that you can use at checkout when you purchase any The Sims 4 DLC. And that code is a free way for you to support me and my content. It's not a discount code by any means, not an extra discount code or a discount code in general. It's not that. It's just a free way for you to support me as a creator. So if you decide to buy some packs for yourself because there is a sale going on right now, then you can use code SimmerySims at checkout when you purchase, and that helps support me. So yeah, thank you so much to EA for sponsoring that little portion of the video. But here you can see we are cluttering up the kitchen, and I really like how it ended up looking. It's definitely very cluttered. There's a lot going on. These people do not like to clean up all the time. You know, that's what I was going for in general here. And then I really enjoy these mismatched chairs around the table. I was really going for a cozy, like, colorful situation. So I did pick a beautiful, like, soft pink and then a teal chair to go with that. But I did make sure to pick some older looking chairs. There's like a plastic one and then one of those older looking high school chairs as well, which I thought was so fitting. They probably got those from like a thrift store or something. And then there's another chair in the corner that's actually the matching one to the dining chair set. And I was thinking that maybe that one's broken or something, that like that's why it's in the corner. I thought that would be a cute little detail. And then here for more clutter, I actually found the Discover University debug, and I placed around a lot of those like plastic cups and some energy drinks, because I figured that the people living in this house would probably drink a lot of those energy drinks. They need them if they throw parties all the time and go to bed late, you know? So I figured that would make sense. And then here off of the hallway, we have a small laundry / half bathroom. I was gonna turn it into a full bathroom, But we already have 2 full bathrooms upstairs, one of them being a Jack and Jill and the other one a half bath. And I figured, you know what, a full bathroom downstairs is just gonna be too luxurious for this house. Like, it's gonna be too easy. So I figured I was gonna turn it into a half bath, and then I figured, you know what, we're gonna add laundry to make gameplay in this house a little bit more annoying. It's gonna be messy all the time, you know, there's gonna be people over, there's gonna be parties, and then there's also laundry to deal with. I thought that that would be a fun addition, and makes the house a little bit more realistic in that sense as well. And then over here, we're moving on to the guest bedroom, and this is where I set up a little bed here. As you can see, I used a love seat for a headboard. I thought that was cute because paired with this bed, I think it's a blow up bed. I don't really know what the word for that is, like an air mattress. I think that's what you call it, right? It's an air mattress from the outdoor retreat pack. And that yellow matches the base game love seat yellow, the base game yellow love seat perfectly as well. So I thought it was nice to, you know, combine the two and kind of turn it into like a custom headboard, pull out couch bed situation. That's kind of what I was going for. And I think it actually worked out nicely. So that is the guest bedroom that I was talking about. That's very messy. It's just a place to crash for their friends that forgot to make it home or weren't able to make it home, you know, something like that. So that can go down here in this bedroom. People can just stay the night. And then of course, this was also a little bit of just a messy storage room where there's sort of like a lost and found going on. There's a broken bed, a mattress stored in here, and then just a bunch of clothes and shoes and bags and stuff on the floor. And yeah, just some random storage. And then I thought it would make sense to put a large closet in here because, you know, let's be honest, this is a party house and I wanted there to be some spots for your Sims to woohoo, you know what I mean? And I thought a closet would be nice. We have a closet in the extra bedroom. We also have a closet in the on the landing upstairs. There's also a closet in the biggest bedroom. However, I partially blocked that one by putting a desk kind of in front of it. However, your Sims actually only need one side of the closet to be able to enter into it. And I think it's the left side. And if that's true, then the one in the large bedroom also is functional, but I'm not sure if I got that right. If it's not functional, it's honestly fine. There is more than enough closets in this house. And then I actually also ended up putting a woohoo bush in the backyard. I thought that would be really fun. And then there's a hot tub, of course, as well. But yeah, here we have the party garage, and I really went all out with the party essentials items in here as well. At first I was going for a picture wall here. It's still a picture wall, but I did end up getting rid of the tripod and the camera because it was taking up too much space, and I wanted that spot for a karaoke machine. That is such a fun item, and I definitely wanted to use that here in the garage. I thought it would be such a fun activity. And then we also have the really cool TV that lights up, which is also one that came with the Party Essentials kit, of course. I place it here in the garage. They probably splurged on that a little bit, or maybe they were able to buy it like secondhand or something. That's also a possibility, of course. But they just put that up in the garage for some background, like music or music videos or funny videos. I'm not exactly sure, but it's there. And then, of course, we also have a bar. We have a bunch of balloons. I put a couch in here, one from the basement kit. Oh my god, what is the basement called? Basement Clutter? Basement... I don't remember these kit names. By the way, speaking of packs, when do you think we're getting a new roadmap? I think we're overdue for a new roadmap, right? I think there's one gonna come out soon. A roadmap is something that The Sims releases every 3 months, I wanna say, or is it 4? I think it's 3. And they kind of like tease us with like what's going to come in these like upcoming 3 months for The Sims, like as far as new content and updates go. And I think we're supposed to be getting a new roadmap here pretty soon, maybe next week. We have to keep an eye out for it. I personally am hoping that in the upcoming 3 months, at some point, we will get a game pack, because it's been a hot minute since we got a game pack. What was the last one? Was it My Wedding Stories? I always want to call it my first wedding. I know it's really not called that, but that's where my brain goes for some reason. But no, my wedding stories, was that the last one or was it werewolves after that? I'm not exactly sure, but I feel like it's been a hot minute since we got a game pack. I really like game packs in general because they're not as like big as expansion packs. Like I love expansion packs, don't get me wrong, but like a game pack is such a nice substantial pack that's not huge, but they're always very exciting for some reason. I just really, really like them. So I'm definitely hoping for a new game pack at some point in the upcoming 3 months. I guess we'll see. And I have no idea what it's going to be about. Like the main big thing that is still missing from The Sims 4 is fairies. And since we have gotten most occults in game packs, I feel like fairies are probably going to be a game pack, if anything. Like if they're coming to The Sims 4, my guess would be that they would be a game pack. And that's the only main thing that's still missing, apart, of course, from hotels. But I do think that if we were to get like hotels, that would probably be an expansion pack. That would make the most sense in my mind anyway. So I think that's what would happen. I'm really still manifesting hotels, if you can't tell. Like that is something I desperately want. And I think would be so fun to like build resorts and just like larger hotels and motels. I love building grungy motels. That is so much fun. And I would love for them to be functional. Like that would be amazing. So I'm definitely still manifesting that. But I have no idea. Like I literally have no clue, but I feel like fairies could be pretty realistic. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you excited for a new roadmap? And do you have any like thoughts or speculations, or is there anything that you're manifesting the way I'm manifesting hotels? Let me know what you think. I'm so curious to always hear what other simmers want to see come to the game. Maybe we'll still get cars at some point too, but honestly, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know why, but I have this feeling that we won't be getting cars in The Sims 4, and I'm not that mad about it. We have a couple cute debug ones that you can put in your driveways, you know. It would be fun. I'll take it. If they want to still bring it to the game, I'll take it. But I wouldn't be too mad if that wasn't something they were going to do. But yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts, hopes, dreams for future content? Potentially in these upcoming 3 months, you know, I want to hear your thoughts. Anyway, you can see that we have moved on to the second floor here where we have the 3 bedrooms. I did not put the bathrooms in the video because I already did the downstairs laundry bathroom, and this video is going to be pretty long already. So I'll just quickly show you the bathrooms when we do the tour. They're not that exciting, but we do have one hall bathroom here and then also one Jack and Jill between the 2 smallest bedrooms. The biggest one, as you could see, had stuff for a cat. We put everything in that room, so that is fully functional for a cat to just live in this house. And then we have 2 smaller bedrooms. This one is very colorful and a little bit on the boho side of things is kind of what I was going for. And then the second one is very mid-century modern. I used this base game green dotted, could you call that dotted wallpaper? It's more like wallpaper with circles on it because they're huge dots, if anything. But yeah, this is definitely a very retro bedroom. I thought that would be fun. I really wanted these 3 bedrooms to be very different from each other for different types of Sims, different personalities, because they are roommates and not family. So I thought that would be fun. So yeah, here in this retro one, I thought it'd be fun if this person was into music. So we gave them a keyboard, and also I obviously had to go with a lava lamp on the nightstand. I thought that was very fitting for this one as well. And this room is definitely very small, but you can see that they have a door into the Jack and Jill as well. So even though these 2 Sims have smaller bedrooms, they do get a Jack and Jill, which is pretty nice. But then on the other hand, the Sim staying in the larger room does get the hall bathroom all to themselves. So maybe that Sim is the luckiest one with the nicest bedroom, but you know, maybe they pay more rent is what I was thinking. So then it's not necessarily lucky, it's just more expensive, you know? But then here in the bedroom, of course, I had to put the keyboard, like I said, and I put some very colorful details in there, like a bright pink lamp that I figured maybe they got from the flea market. I thought that would be cute. And then here we, of course, have the backyard. So there's a back porch where I made sure to put a nice 6-seater dining table, which could be fun if they were to throw like grill parties, like barbecue parties in the backyard in the summertime. I thought it'd be nice to have a nice 6-seater dining table out here. And I really wanted to try and make sure that there was enough space out here for the activities, because I did put a ping pong table, I put a keg stand, there is the hot tub, of course, as well. And I also ended up putting a picnic table, so I really wanted there to be enough space for the Sims to actually do those activities and walk around and like not get stuck. And then I found this really cute debug tent. That tent is from For Rent, I think. And I thought it was so cute because it has little string lights inside it, and it was just so perfect. And I put the little bubble blower under there. I'm not sure realistically if you would put the bubble blower in a tent necessarily, but it looked cute, and it's The Sims and we can do whatever we want. So I decided to do that anyway. And then we also have some landscaping here, of course. I also put a basketball hoop. It's in the grass, which also makes no sense, but it looked cute and it's colorful and kind of broken, and they just kind of put it there, you know, for vibes. So that's kind of what I tried to do, and I think it looked cute. So here in the backyard, I'm just putting the final few little plants and details, and of course, the woohoo bush, very important. We cannot forget about that one. So that is there as well, and then that's going to be it. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the party house in the game. Of course, I have Kyle here as my playtester sim, and somehow that fits perfectly for this one. So over here we have the driveway. Of course, we have a bunch of bikes parked. There is a dumpster, a mailbox, a little bit of a mess here, and then this is the door into the somewhat renovated garage, I guess. It's just turned into a party room for this one. For a family home, you could very easily turn that into a really nice extra bedroom, maybe even with an ensuite, something like that, or an office space or something that could work really nicely. But I wanted to kind of make sure that this was recognizable as the party entrance. So we have a little sign here by the door, but this is the actual front door leading you into the house. So we have an entryway over here, entryway slash living room space, I guess. It's nice and colorful, but not overly so. And we have a little bit of a mess here in the entryway. Of course, I had to use this record player from the Party Essentials kit. It's just too cute not to use, so I put that in here. And then over here is the living room where we have the furniture kind of pushed to the side. We have a purple console here, so you can play some games in the living room, and it's just all very cozy. Behind the couch here, there is an archway into the hallway. Off of the hallway over here, we have the half bathroom slash laundry. It's very simple, but I really like how that looks here. And then through this archway over here, we have the kitchen. By the way, I placed these little speakers throughout the house as well downstairs. I thought that would be cool for these people to have like a funky sound system where they can listen to music in the rooms. So in here we have the kitchen, which is nice and cluttered as well. I really like it. It's just my standard suburban family home kitchen sort of, but then make it for roommates instead. So that's basically the entire vibe of the house here. But yeah, we have some clutter here, some lemonade, fruit cake, energy drink, but also fruit. They need to have their vitamins as well. So we have that. And then over here is the dining table with a couple of mismatched chairs. Someone's been doing some work here behind the laptop. And of course, there are some balloons in here as well and some neon lights for the party vibes. Next to the kitchen is the spare bedroom slash lost and found slash I don't know where to put this, so I'll dump it in this room kind of space. So that's what we have going on here. There is a guest bed, like an air mattress, and just some junk, you know, and then also a nice walk-in closet for extra storage. And then through this fun decorated door, you enter into the party space. How fun is this one? There's a dance floor here that you can use, of course, and then there is a bar, a karaoke machine, a mini fridge, but also a snack table, lots of decorations, and a TV. And off of the garage is actually also a small door into the yard for easy access. So yeah, that's a really nice like party space. And speaking of the backyard, let me just show you what we have going on here. So there's a back porch with a 6-seater dining, a grill, of course, and then all these fun activities. The bubble blower, you can shoot some hoops over there. We have the ping pong table, the keg stand, the hot tub. So there's definitely a lot of activities here. Going upstairs, we have the landing, which is really simple. We do have a small walk-in closet in here as well, which is nice and functional. And for the rest, it's just very basic. I did add a sparkle of neon here in the hallway. And then over here, we have the biggest bedroom, which is for the sim with the cat, or at least the room where the cat is staying when they need to hide him. So there's a bed in here. The shape of this room is a little bit funky, but I actually really like how it ended up working out. There's just a small wardrobe here in the corner and a little chair to dump your clothes. There's a litter box here. I'm not sure how fun it would be to have the litter box in your bedroom, but you gotta do what you gotta do when you want to hide a cat, you know? So we also have a cat tree in the corner here, and then a food bowl. I really like the green vibes going on in here, the green details. Then there's a closet here and a desk with a computer. Over here, we have the small hall bathroom. This, of course, is a full bathroom. And then on this side here is the second bedroom, which is a little bit smaller and more simple because I didn't really want to obstruct any of the routing in here, of course. So this one has some boho vibes going on. There is, of course, a dresser, a little egg chair here, and a door into the Jack and Jill. The Jack and Jill is actually nice. It's not like any of my standard bathrooms. I had a pretty big window to work with that I really didn't want to swap out for a small one. So I decided to just put some extra storage in here with some shelving units. There is a small sink and then a shower and toilet on this side. And then on the other end of the Jack and Jill is the retro room. Of course, there's a door from the hallway as well, but yeah, this is the retro room. I love the wallpaper in here. I never use it, but I think it's really cute and definitely out there. So this one has some green going on as well. And this sim loves music. They have a keyboard in here. But that is basically going to do it for this house. So this Roomies party house is up on the gallery. I used a bunch of packs, so it's by no means a limited pack build. It has 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms total. And it comes in just over 114,000 simoleons, so it is pretty expensive, but you know, it's just, they do have a lot of fancy party stuff, so that's probably why. And I built it on a 30 by 20 in the starter neighborhood in Willow Creek. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. So that's gonna do it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this build off the gallery. Like I just showed you, my username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you'd like to get notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you are interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!